Hi, in this series of tutorials, I will teach you what you need to know to code your first web page. To do this, I'm going to show you step by step how to create a simplified version of my portfolio website. My portfolio website has 3 pages, a home page, an about page, and a projects page. Although we won't be creating an identical copy of my website, we will be using the general idea to help you create your first website that you can add your own content to. By following this step-by-step guide yourself, you will develop foundation knowledge of web development from which you can further build your skill set. Let's get started. At a basic level, the structure that you see on a web page is built using HTML or hypertext markup language. This language can be thought of as the skeleton of a web page on which all style, images and interaction are laid upon. HTML allows us as developers to define the structure of a site by the use of various tags. For example, there are tags that allow us to define a paragraph of text or an image. We will cover some of the most commonly used HTML tags as we create our web page in this tutorial. To create some HTML yourself that will display in a browser, you will need to create a HTML file. A HTML file is simply a file with a HTML postfix, like this. You could create a HTML file in Notepad, and if I added some basic HTML and save the file, this would then open up in a browser if I clicked on the file. However, there are coding editors that help us to identify when we've made errors in our code and offer predictive suggestions on what code we're actually going to write, which makes the job a lot easier. One of the most popular code editors, Visual Studio Code, can be downloaded for free as shown. I'll include a link to this site in the description. Once downloaded and installed, if you open Visual Studio Code, you should see a screen that looks like this. Now we've got our code editor installed, let's get started. First things first, I'm going to create a new file and call it index. We'll create a new folder on the desktop called My First Web Page. Open the folder and we'll give the index file name the postfix of HTML. So the file name is index.html, and if we save that, if you published your website, the index.html page is the default page that the server looks for when loading your website. In other words, this will be your home page. We're now set up and ready to start coding some HTML and building your first web page. See you in the next video. Bye for now.